Hello guys, greetings from whichever place you are watching from. Welcome again to this channel. We discuss more about your health and how well you can improve on your health. Did you know that some of the most important things about your health are the things that no one ever tells you? There's some very important information about your health that no one will ever tell you, or if someone tells you, then it can be in very rare occasions. These are things that your doctors might not tell you, not because they doesn't care or not because they're not aware of them, but because the system is built to treat illness. The system is built in such a way that they just diagnose you and put you into treatment, management, and drugs. However, there are some very essential information about your health, about different conditions that you might not find anyone to tell you. Follow this discussion to the end and get to know some of these things. Number one of the things that no one might not tell you is that if you prioritize lifestyle over taking pills, then you are going to improve on your health. You are going to improve on your lifespan. Most of the chronic diseases doesn't start in hospitals. Most of these chronic diseases that affects very many people today, when you talk of things like diabetes, when you talk of things like chronic kidney disease, we have different cancers and all that. These are things that doesn't just start out of nowhere. They start on your daily habits. No one will tell you that. Most of the people won't tell you that. Or if you go to the hospital, you might not be told that. They start with your daily habits. What you eat on a daily basis, how you sleep, how you often move or exercise your body. Remember, it is very important for your body on what you eat. What you eat is very important for your body. When to eat, how to eat, how long you take before you eat, and what you introduce into your system when you eat. What you introduce in your system first when you eat. For example, if you are diagnosed with diabetes, for example, your doctor might tell you to eliminate sugar or not to take sugar in your system, or to reduce sugar intake into your system. But the reality is you need to eliminate completely any substance that introduces sugars into your systems. For any form of starch, be it rice, be it any form of carbs, all of them, you need to try and eliminate them in your diet. Your body can survive without that for a very long time, because your body has the ability to know or to adapt onto what it has. It has the ability to produce glucose from amino acid. It has the ability to produce glucose from vitamins that you take. So when you have conditions like diabetes, or you are at risk of developing such condition, it is important that, if possible, try to eliminate glucose-rich foods into your system or from your diet, because that will help you to manage very well these conditions than relying on the pills. Because when you take these pills and you still expose yourself, I don't think you are doing something good to yourself. You are diagnosed with diabetes, they put you into treatment, and you still sneak in and take these substances. It is not well with your system. Remember, when you continuously introduce sugars into your system, your sugars is always high, your glucose levels is always high, insulin production is always constant, it will reach a time that your body will find there's no need to produce insulin at all, because the glucose levels are constantly high, and your glucose keep on spiking. Anytime after 1 hour you spike your glucose levels, you take a drink that is high in glucose, you take a food stuff, you take bread, you take this kind of snacks, be it dry fruits, every after 1 hour, 2 hours, so your glucose levels continuously, it's very high, at higher levels. You are in danger of damaging your organs, damaging your kidneys, and of interfering with insulin production as well, because your body will now be confused, because there is a lot of work to do beyond them. So lifestyle, managing your lifestyle is the first step towards eliminating these different conditions. It sounds weird. Sometimes it sounds as you are put into kind of a jail. You are restrained from some things that give you a lot of pleasure when you take them, but they put you into more risk than they help you. So your daily habits, you need to get enough sleep for better functioning of your mind in each and every day. Your body needs to be involved in activities. You need to do this exercise to lose some of the fats and all that, and calories, you need to lose them, but you are only going to do that if you are involving yourself in some of this exercise, if you move a lot. So it is very important that you prioritize a better lifestyle before you are put into pills, because if you be taking just these pills without changing your lifestyle, then your condition is going to be worsening each and every day. Medication helps, but lifestyle changes can transform your health. You can end up managing that your hypertension, that your diabetes well when you restrict yourself into a healthy lifestyle, when you be careful of what you take in. And with that, you will be able to transform your health and even eliminate some of these chronic condition. Number 2, medication isn't always a cure at times. Medication isn't always a cure. Some of these many treatments that we are given are just to manage the conditions. They don't eliminate them. You only eliminate a problem if you put into place preventive mechanism. If you protect yourself into the exposures. Otherwise, you will just be going to hospital getting this treatment and then going back to the same hole where you came from, and then getting the same problem again and again. Eliminating the root cause is key into managing these different conditions. You might feel better, but the root cause could still be there where you stay, could still be there in the environment where you live in. So it is important that you ask questions to your doctors. What is really causing this? Why is this much pressure constantly being high? What can I introduce into my lifestyle in order to manage this thing properly? Why is this my diabetic being more and more severe each and every day? Why is my kidneys not responding well to treatment? You expose yourself, you are not managing the exposure. The root causes are in the environment where you live in, they are not in the hospital. And it is only you who has the capacity, who has the authority to manage that, not doctors. The doctor will just advise you on what you need to do. But the authority belongs to you to try and change your lifestyle a bit, to try and do things in a healthy manner in order to manage and help in treatment of your condition. Drugs are good, but they are not always safe. Drugs help in treatment, but even the most safe drugs like paracetamol, like these antibiotics that you buy from the pharmacies and all that, has a lot of side effects. Things like ibuprofen, when you take them for a longer period of time continuously, they can damage your liver, they can damage your kidneys. Your liver does a lot when it comes to biotransformation and detoxification of these foreign substances like drugs when you get them into your system. Therefore, when you continuously use them, after sometimes your liver begins to develop problems, your kidney begins to start failing. That's why some of these people who have chronic conditions, it is advised that you continuously monitor your kidneys and your liver functions. Continuously do kidney function test and liver function test just to check if your kidneys are still there, because they are directly involved in trying to make these drugs safe in performing their function within your system. So you who is just taking them without prescription can imagine the kind of danger that you are putting yourself into. The safest way and what to do: change your lifestyle, change how you do things, seek medication, seek prescription from a doctor before you take any kind of these drugs. Remember, some of these drugs are referred to as broad spectrum. Sometimes you take something like Flagyl, you will take it when you have a stomach problem, but it can also be prescribed to manage a lot of conditions or problems to you in the hospitals. So be careful when you take them without prescription, because they do more than what you know or what you think of. So it is important to know and have this information and at least make the right decisions always. A normal test, when you get into the hospital and they do some checkups and things comes back normal, doesn't mean that you are okay always. You are the one who know how you feel. So anytime you feel that your system isn't okay, you have to speak out and be serious about it. You can have a normal test result and still not be okay. Some of these diseases in the early stages, they tend to hide, and they can come out quietly, such that by the time that they are able to be diagnosed, then it finds when they have already gone into a chronic state that it is very difficult to manage. So it is important that you listen to yourself, not just to the lab result, not just to your doctor. It is important that you listen to yourself very carefully and know when you feel things are not okay, and start as early as possible to find a solution. That is an information that very many people won't tell you. Sometimes you can go into a hospital, you feel a lot of some kind of headache, fever and all that, but when tests are done, you find out that everything appears normal. That does not mean that you are safe or things are okay. Always ask questions why certain things are done to you, especially when you go to the hospital. Ask questions why certain tests are done, the reason why they are requested. That will help you to know what you are in danger of, so that you can get to know whether these things, is it mandatory that you do them, is it optional, and what will happen if I don't do this test, what will happen if I don't take these drugs that you have prescribed. Don't just make decisions without asking questions. You need to know, are there other options that I can do apart from this? You are prescribing for me these drugs, but sometimes back you are taking those drugs, maybe you had a lot of problems, yet you are just quiet. So tend to ask a lot of questions to your medical staff, your doctors and all that, why certain things are done, and whether there are options, or what can be done better, or what can be done differently, just for the sake of you getting better. Your mindset is key to how your body functions. Your mindset is key to how your body functions. Things like stress, anxiety, and burnout are not just in your head. They can cause you a lot of problems on how your system generally operates. They can lead you into developing some of these chronic conditions. So you need to be very careful on how you manage your mindset, on the stresses you involve yourself in, how you manage them, because your brain will only function well when it is free from these stresses, when it is free from these anxieties and burnouts that you involve yourself in. So develop habits of trying to free yourself of this kind of stress and all that. Sometimes it is very difficult to the situations we are in and all that, but trying hard to manage this kind of anxiety and stresses are important in trying to manage your health and ensuring that you are healthy to perform your function. Taking care of your mental health is taking care of your body. So at least you know that your health isn't just in your doctor's hand, because there are this group of people, some of which even have personal doctors. They just live carelessly and leave everything into the hands of their doctors. Their doctors to manage everything that affects them, yet they are the one who get themselves involved into these exposures and these kind of problems. So don't take your entire life you put into your doctor's hand. You need first to take care of yourself on the things you do. Your doctor will be warning you, but sometimes you find it difficult to follow the instruction which your doctors gives to you, and that's where the problem starts, and that's where the conditions worsens. You are advised not to take this. You are advised not to be involved in such activities. You are advised to take certain kind of medication, yet you are problematic. You want your doctor to follow you so that you do these kind of things. You are your first doctor. You need to take care of yourself. Because remember, what your doctor might not tell you might be the very thing that saves your life. So be very careful on how you live your life. You are your first personal doctor. Take care of yourself. These conditions are real. They happen. The causes are within us. We live with them. So you need to be cautious enough on each and everything that you do, on the environment that you live in, on the things that you take in. If your doctor advises you to reduce something like alcohol intake, the real issue or the real advice is you eliminate it completely. If your doctor advises you to reduce sugar intake, the real issue or the real pain is you eliminate it completely from your diet. Now you know what you didn't know. If you like this, kindly share, subscribe to our channel, comment and ask questions in order to learn more. Thank you. Until next time.